This is a Headgum original.
Welcome to the first annual Geoscars. We have a lot to get to. I mean, this is Pod Holly Weird's weirdest night. Woodest night.
Pod Holly Weird?
Basically, the Holly Weird of podcasting, aka this show, / Headgum at large, / ad nauseum / ad hoc, is having its biggest / woodest night.
What does that mean?
Woodest?
There's no energy of anyone even wanting to try to be on the same page as me. Why is that every episode, do you think?
I'm not staying. I'm just here to hang out while I eat my dinner.
I'm thrilled, honestly.
This was your idea, we should say.
Yeah.
You tasked me with this.
That's
so I had
right.
to buy a tux, and I had to find a theme song.
No one told you to buy a tux.
No, I got this on Etsy a few weeks ago for my New Year's party, which none of you came to.
You got it a few weeks ago for your New Year's party?
Yeah, it was like $80.
I live in England.
That's true. Brad, what's your excuse?
I had a vasectomy like 3 days ago, so.
Wow.
So not New
A
Year's.
little
You couldn't have come
swollen.
to your
party. Yeah, and I couldn't have come at all.
That was easy.
Yeah,
That's
you're always
really
talking about cauterizing grains. I cauterized brains. Brain.
What I said was
Smoke
more medically accurate, and you
Plumed
probably had
from
several.
my nuts.
I had an ultrasound on my balls.
Jeff, I'm eating.
He said
Everything I
vasectomy.
said was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An ultrasound? That was the
That's gonna be a whole nother
Geoscars
episode.
cold open.
It was
was
a
the
year of
sketch
incredible
before.
films.
Yeah.
So in honor of this slate and in honor of the Brutalist, I had a brutal cyst.
Meaning?
Brad to the bone. Guys, we've got a lot to get to in terms of films. There were some amazing movies last year. There were some movies that I'd never heard of. There were some movies that were far too long. Movies that if you saw the entire film, you could have actually seen two of the other films. And I do feel like that's an either or this year. Marika, let's wise up. Not only pay attention, but wise up.
Sure.
You gotta wise up. Right? Because sometimes the host will do like a musical number. Don't look at me with skepticism. Look at me with joy.
I was confused about what the song you were singing was.
It was like a Footloose style original because you're always on my case about playing copyrighted music. And then the moment that I do an original, you don't meet it with immediate joy. It looks like Grace
is this
is eating the
Hamilton?
diet of someone who has diverticulitis.
Of what?
What's that?
Amir, no phones? Why
I
even
was
show
doing
up
like
if
a
you're
little
going to do
BTS.
that? No, you were not. Because you're not.
It's kind of like he was doing like
All
the
right, I
Ellen
just saw that
selfie.
I saw
of-
that he posted it, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you for the promotion, actually.
Remember the Ellen selfie?
Guys,
It shook the world.
We
Ellen
have
selfie. I hope something like that happens at the Geoscars.
physically
I hope
improbable.
Jeff gets slapped in the face like Chris Rock.
That's hurtful emotionally and potentially physically.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth style.
We have a lot of Oscars / Joskars segments, themes, talking points to get to, but I do feel like it's important for me to address something. There were a lot of comments on last week's video that I was unkind to Anya, and I want to formally apologize for what happened there, and also provide a documentary short to explain what happened. And we'll screen that right about now, if that's all right with you guys.
Are you ready to record?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why do you think I'm sitting here?
The reality is, I was exhausted. I had a lot of doubt.
Every day she's working on.
like up and coming.
I'm not going to get into it with you.
And I was a nightmare. Can we just figure this out?
Jesus Christ.
I'm just trying to make this podcast as best as it can be. You are so impatient.
Angry, I was tired, I was irritable. This is a nightmare!
Well, Jeffrey's prone to moments of insecurity, especially where the stakes are high.
There was tension in the studio.
Jeffrey and I just aren't connecting today. There were times where I thought, why does he want to do this? Why? Why is he going from Rice is a River to recording an episode with business casual?
And I thought, I don't want to do it.
No, Jeffrey!
I'm done.
No.
I've never seen him like this. This is so...
Cut the mics.
This is bizarre.
Explain nothing.
It really left on it was a cliffhanger of sorts.
Oh,
And that was an apology?
Well, no, this is my apology, and that's sort of a documentary short, right? Geoscars style. Do you guys? We could do like a really short 30-second Q&A about the doc, or
Why?
well, do you guys want to hear about maybe some of our influences?
Sure.
This was a documentary short that really influenced me personally in the writing and editing of the batch.
Are you ready to record?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Why do you think I'm sitting here? Reality is, I was exhausted. I had a lot of doubt. Now, where am now?
The chorus.
Okay, and I was a nightmare.
You might just keep it. Dude, I'm just trying to make the song as best as it can be. You're so impatient.
Angry, I was tired, I was irritable.
You're wearing the same thing.
To moments of insecurity, especially where the stakes are high.
There was tension in the studio.
Having a hard time connecting to Elton. There were times I thought, why does he want to do this? Why? Why is he going from Glastonbury to making an album with me?
And I thought, I don't want to do it.
No. Elton. Cut the mics.
So obviously,
So kind of shot for shot.
Well, not a direct, rip off, but more of like an homage.
You know, I learned the other day Elton John also had a vasectomy, which is curious. Right?
Anyone have any thoughts on that? That was like a 2-week in the making bit. 3 weeks actually, that I had to plan.
I guess I knew that Anya
Why
had
did you
lines
know?
to read.
Why did you know?
I didn't know what it was going to turn out to, but I knew that she had lines to deliver
Why did you know?
during the
She
recording.
told you?
Yeah.
I told her
wasn't
not to tell anyone.
Well, I wasn't in that recording, and I didn't tell anyone.
She
so.
told me.
This is why. Do you get why this is why she shouldn't have told you? Is because now you have no reaction on the show.
Well,
I don't think I would have had a reaction anyway, to be honest.
As a person in the room, I didn't know that Anya was reading lines, and I thought you were just being a real asshole to her.
Yeah.
Right. That
It
part
felt
of it
real.
worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Is Elton John's vasectomy curious because he's gay?
Yeah.
Is what?
Okay.
No, I didn't hear what you said because I wasn't sharing sound because of the tech of this is, kind of a nightmare.
Elton John is gay.
Right.
And he
Is
had
that
a
what the joke
vasectomy.
was?
No. And the fact that she asked that question after screening the short makes it seem like that was my intention. So thanks a lot, Grace.
I finished my soup, so I am going to go.
What?
No.
There's no way.
I finished my soup. I haven't planned to be here. I just wanted to hang out while I ate my dinner.
You can also just stay. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Okay, cool.
Just hangs
see you
up.
guys. Nice to meet you.
No
Grace.
way.
Nice to meet
For the
you, Grace.
Geoscars, this is supposed to be a formal episode. I wore a tux. She was eating
You asked
soup.
me to be on 6 minutes ago.
I didn't ask. I said if you wanted to be, you could.
So I can leave too?
No, wait! There's going to be nobody at the Geoscars at this point.
Nobody. What about us?
Yeah.
I was actually going to head out.
You're invited.
You guys are like, wow, I guess we're chopped liver too.
You guys are kind of a given. Blumenfeld, Marika, China.
See, it's catching on. The Headgum subreddit is loving China.
It's catching on despite my best efforts, I guess, my chagrin, I guess.
I've
What
learned
about-
that the more you fight a nickname, the more it sticks. My nickname was Gay Nadian in high school, so
Jesus.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And I just said that online.
I got a question for Brad before he leaves.
Don't leave.
China wants me to leave, I think.
No, I'm just curious what you thought about the Four Nations.
Oh, the hockey.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing the hat. I feel really good about it. Americans talked a lot of shit after winning a preliminary game. Just like 2010. And in true Canadian fashion, we got it done. McJesus got it done. Connor McJesus in the corner.
Wrister, top shelf. Keep your head on a swivel, boys.
Where mama hides the cookies.
This isn't movies. We're at
this
the
isn't the
Joscars.
Jespies.
If you want to talk about hockey, we can do the Jespies. Yeah.
Yeah. I do, and it is.
Guys, no other thoughts about that. Amir, Casey, you guys were in the room. How did it feel on the day?
I thought you were being an asshole to Anya.
I think everyone thought that.
And I didn't like it. And I was
Amir,
trying to clock Anya's reactions on if
to see
I
how
should
bad
yell at you more or not.
Right. And then Amir was saying I was awesome. That's my favorite line in the episode. I snapped
thought it
at
was
her.
awesome. I thought
then,
you fucking stood up for yourself for once. Anya steamrolls you, so for you to just lay into her like that was so dope to see you come into your own.
It started with
the fact
me
that
like
it was just
snapping
a
at
bit,
her inappropriately.
It really emasculates me. And
Casey was like, "Wow,
that
Jeffrey sucks this week," and Amir was like, "I think he's awesome." And then the episode started, and that really made me laugh while I was editing. That really fell flatter than it should have. We needed Anya on the show to talk about the production process. I tried to get her on yesterday.
I don't think we needed to know the production process at all. Like, it's pretty straightforward.
The comments are starting to come around to my side where people are like, Jeff is really putting in effort and you guys are giving him nothing.
No.
Yeah, people are happy that you're making an effort on the show.
The comments are loving the effort. They're loving the end product of the last 8 episodes. What they're not loving is that I'm still being met with malaise from you guys.
Nobody's saying that.
People have said that.
Nobody's saying that. It's just you saying that. Yeah. Should we get on to the awards?
I think let's sit on this and cancel the Geoscars.
Live production.
For 74 years, the James Bond franchise has tickled audiences' taints pink with scenes of underwater battle, with scenes of overwater gambling. This is one of the most iconic characters.
We want to create an overwater gambling scene.
This is one of the most iconic characters in cinema history, Casey. And we are in an in-between stage where I want to say we don't know who the next James is going to be. And I wonder if we all
want to say?
It's been the fucking bit for 300 weeks in a row.
And also, there's actually news this week.
Fine, if you want to get into that, I feel like the Geoscars is not an appropriate night to talk Hollywood's inner workings on stage. That would never happen at the Oscars. But
have you ever seen the Oscars, Jeff?
I've seen the
slap.
I've seen the Razzies because I've been nominated for Footstool to the Director a few times. In college, I had a couple internships where I was basically like a footman and butler to a couple.
Did you win?
No, which I don't know if that's a compliment or a negative.
That's a negative.
That means there was someone better at being a footstool. I don't want to be a good footstool.
I think you're the best footstool, Jeff.
Not only is Daniel Craig out as Bond, Barbara Broccoli is handing over the reins to Jeffrey Bezos.
It's kind of like the most devastating.
It's awful to
possible.
Hear. You know that they're going to ruin it. They don't know what they're doing. Keeping it in the family was the only way to keep Bond James. So now I feel like at the very least, the casting choice matters the most. I'm going with Ki Hee Kwan.
That'd be really cute.
Because he could be Ki-Hee Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Barry Bonds?
I like that.
That's
Somebody
actually
said
really
that
good.
before a couple years ago, but yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now there's new bosses and they're listening now.
Casey?
The only answer is Chris Pratt. It's going to be Chris Pratt. It's an Amazon production. Chris Pratt is James Bond now.
Okay.
I'm thinking Alan Richson, aka Reacher.
No. He looks like a golden retriever. Bond isn't a golden retriever. He's a fucking Audi.
An Audi?
An
He's
Audi?
a sleek
like the car?
I thought John Krasinski was Reacher.
That's Jack other thing.
That's, Jack
Ryan.
Jack sorry.
Ryan.
I'm going to go with Jordy Greep. Who?
Is that a hockey player? You're really trying to turn the Geoscars into the fucking Jespers.
Nah. Former frontman of Black Midi.
Okay.
Now solo. He's a little elf of a man. He's a Brit.
Amir, put your headphones back on.
Did he also have a vasectomy? Is that why you chose him?
No, I just think he would be a good Bond. A good
So there's
little
no through line, yeah.
Well, not everything has to be about my vasectomy, Geoff.
You've been making a lot about your vasectomy, though.
I didn't bring it up.
You brought it up in Slack, and you brought it up twice on this episode. It's only been
I brought it up
20
in
minutes.
SAC.
That's the fourth time that I've been a part of. I know you've been in other Zooms with brands and creators. I don't know who you're telling you got your tubes tied. Is that how it works?
Well,
Or
I
they
got them
cut
more
the
kind of
ties?
snipped and cauterized.
So they cut and solder your veins.
Pin with my bride at my side.
All right. Trying to get to the normal segments. These are all movie themed. All right. So this is word of the day, but it's also potential movie pitch, right? So it's both. It's a word that I want people to start using, and it's a word that could become a movie title. One word. Disappoint milk.
Okay.
So that's when your son turns out to be a dud, or rather, a milk dud.
Your son turns into candy.
Caramel covered in chocolate, yeah. A little kind of pebble round of salty sweet.
Is it a noun?
It is not.
Or a verb?
No, it's a noun.
Got it.
Yeah. A thing, a disappointment. You're a disappointment. You're a disappoint milk.
What matters,
milk?
I think what'll really sell it for me is who voices the disappoint milk.
Chris Pratt.
Oh.
No, he's gone, but I would want it to be James Caan.
Yeah, he is
That's
gone.
fun.
Yeah, but we could AI his ass. We don't even need
We could get his son,
permission.
Scott Caan.
Scott Caan, what has he done since Hawaii Five-0?
He was in a Lifetime original movie.
What about Scott
perfect.
Eastwood? Another Nepo son.
Maybe. All right, Amir,
That was
this
a good
made me think of you.
So nothing about movies yet.
Sounds off.
Oh, God.
You could turn the sound off.
A more viral and recent clip, though, we should say.
I love that it said never have to train legs again and then cut to him training legs.
All right, bring it into Brad's Gads. So we've done
bringing up the vasectomy, or
not gonads, Gads.
Got it.
And Amir, you said nothing movie related. I beg to differ. All of these have been movie related. Next Bond, documentary short, potential movie title, and Brad's Gads, which is how many of Josh Gads' films has Brad seen? And Brad, you're not allowed to do math or check his filmography. You just have to give us a number.
I'm gonna guess 2.
No,
are they're guessing, or I'm guessing how many of Josh Gad's movies that I've seen
about this.
Brad, you answer for Brad how many Gads you've seen. This should have been a 20-second segment.
Okay, 2.
That was my guess.
Holy shit.
All right, bringing it into new novel title that could be adopted into a Geoscar-winning feature, right? This one's Inside Santa Monica. This is an erotic novella about a man who goes on an astral projection journey at the Santa Monica Pier and winds up filleting Saint Monica herself. So he has
it.
He has an out-of-body experience where he ends up
sounds
sort of
like an Inherent Vice, Long Goodbye,
inside Llewyn
Under the
Davis.
Silver Lake.
Yeah, exactly right.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Well, I didn't end up seeing Inside Llewyn Davis, but I assume it's about someone who sort of has him. This is the first one I've pitched that Casey's been on board for, so this is really interesting. I wonder if we start packaging this with Donahue attached as director and EP.
Yeah, sure.
And do you know who could play the man?
I mean, I'd love to see a tape from you, but no promises.
I'm not even fishing for that. I actually don't think I'm right for the part.
Okay. Well, I need to know more about the character and the story. I know all we have is the title right now.
Inside Santa Monica, yeah. So it's basically like a 6'1" co-founder of a podcast. He's sort of sinewy and aging. His clothes are often sort of threadbare and polyester, eaten by moths. He sits in a way that causes testicular torsions, and he brings sour energy to most records of the Headgum podcast. He's down on his luck for obvious reasons. Like the first act is us seeing his whole life falling apart. Gets cheated on. His company goes under. Wow. It's like, it's playing with structure to be sure. So he like walks to the Santa Monica Pier wearing this like leg suit. And by the time he gets to the end, he's going to jump off to kind of end it all. And
I thought he was astral projecting.
Yeah. I thought he was at Santa Monica Pier astral projecting.
If you want it to be a short, we can just make it, oh, he goes to Santa Monica and astral projects. I'm walking you through because we need a whole fucking 2 hours of this shit. Right?
Not really.
So don't interrupt.
It could be 90.
He gets to the end of the pier.
80.
And he's going to end it all. And he instead decides, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to meditate until I get off. And so he starts to go on a shamanic journey, chanting, vibrating. And then we're suddenly in an Alice in Wonderland kind of down the rabbit hole sequence, kind of like Big Lebowski hallucination scenes, where he's suddenly sucking and fucking Saint Monica in a non-blasphemous fashion. It's hot, it's right, and guess who plays Saint Monica? What's she the saint of?
Yeah.
I think sexual purity.
Peers.
She's the patron saint of patience.
/ peers.
Morgan.
I guess I thought the astral projecting was to the pier, but Casey thought the opposite, which is also interesting.
No, he's inside Santa Monica. Right. Astral projecting to a realm where he can then be inside Santa Monica.
Gotcha.
She's unbelievable. I would say Kidman plays Saint Monica just because of the that's in line with Baby Girl. That's in line with Pretty Little Liars.
If we're gonna win Geoscars, we need Kidman.
We need a big yeah.
But I think for the lead we get Amir just so he doesn't even have to act.
I thought you said 6 feet. I'm 5'11".
Yeah, but I also said sinewy and aging.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were talking about Marty.
Oh,
I thought you were talking about Marty too.
I thought you were talking about yourself.
They shoot Tom Cruise like 5'5" for 6'1" all the time. So I feel like we could shoot 5'11" for 6'1".
Yeah, we could do like a Lord of the Rings type. Gandalf versus Hobbit.
Forced perspective, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or at least get you some lifts in your shoes.
Wow, Geoff is moving on when I thought we were
riffing.
Really coming up
we
with
have a lot to get
viable
to.
Hollywood product here.
The Geoscars are presented by everyone's fucking airs that they put on this show and their negativity towards me. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the first annual Geoscars.
I thought that was the opening of Sax Man by The Lonely Island.
I love that song.
Guys, I think it's time to meet our nominees. Are you ready?
Okay.
I really hope none of these are accidentally offensive, because a lot of these movies are about marginalized communities. Amelia Pez. A Mexican lawyer is offered an unusual job to help a notorious cartel boss fulfill a long-held desire to retire and transition into living as a Pez dispenser.
Offensive.
A complete gallstone. Fresh off the release of Murder Most Foul and set against the backdrop of his ensuite bathroom, an 84-year-old Bob Dylan struggles in real time for an hour and a half to pass a 13-pound gallstone.
Wait, can I say something about that really quickly?
You may.
Did you see, or was this inspired by the news story from the SAG Awards?
No.
That
I saw that afterwards, and John Clave. Imagine if the next pope turned out randomly to be, well, me. This movie has it all. Ralph Fiennes in brownface. Dime China. If you take the plot of Nickel Boys, but sub out the themes of racial justice in favor of Casey just having a pouch of walking around coins, you get this, Dime China. It's still set in Florida, but the majority of the movie is Casey trying and failing to exchange coins for cash at a Regions bank.
It's a front runner.
Yeah.
What is that a pun of?
Nickel Boys.
I'm still awake, I promise.
It's nominated for Best
Well,
Picture at
the
Oscars.
Venice Film Festival has done it again. It's given a major award to a movie that everyone napped through and then pretended to love. Ever thought to yourself, Manchester by the Sea would be my favorite movie, if only it starred all white passing Brazilian soap actors? Then this is the snooze fest for you.
I missed the title of that one.
I'm still awake, I promise.
And what is that the pun of? What's the real movie?
I'm still here.
Also nominated for Best Picture.
Wow.
The Substack. Fading actress Elizabeth Sparkle becomes distressed when her chauvinistic boss fires her from an aerobics show. She soon injects herself with a mysterious serum that promises to help her write poignant, Didion-esque essay entries to her Substack. But things go mediocre and nobody really subscribes. She kills herself at the midpoint.
All is lost.
I think that's got a good chance.
Dune Part Brown. Casey Donahue's major motion picture debut stars a malnourished Jeffrey James, who, despite Donahue's insistence not to, lost 90 pounds to appear more like Timothy Chalamet. The cameras follow James's character, Raul Diabetes, as he breaks the fourth wall, screaming directly down the barrel, "I'm fucking starving!" Walks off the set and door dashes a hummus and egg plate from the Mediterranean restaurant in Atwater Village, Dune.
Great restaurant.
Got it.
Wicked Smart. This is the story of two young witches, Elphaba, whose skin is green, and Glinda, who is blonde and beautiful, along with their obnoxious and problematic roommate from South Boston, Henry. Elphaba and Glinda dislike each other at first, but soon form an unlikely bond when they both turn against Henry, who spends most of the movie coining slurs for green-skinned people. Starring Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, and serving as an ill-thought-out comeback vehicle for Kevin Spacey. Adora.
Good.
Honora, a young sex worker from Brooklyn, gets her chance at a Cinderella story when she meets and marries the front door of a Russian oligarch. Once the news reaches Russia, her fairy tale is threatened as the oligarch sets out for New York to figure out why a woman keeps showing up to his place and fucking his door. We get the gist. Who needs 3 hours and 35 minutes to tell the story of an architect who renovated a library? This 23-minute short gets the point across in a tenth of the time, leaving you plenty of time to go home and listen to the Headgum podcast.
Wow.
Did you watch The Brutalist?
I only saw a complete unknown of this list. And Wicked. I saw Wicked. I don't think it's a really strong year, to be honest.
It's a crazy
year. Any of the movies.
Because I didn't want to, because none of them seem interesting at all.
What?
I only watched the ones that tickled my fancy.
You didn't see The Substance?
You didn't see Nora?
I don't fucking care.
You didn't see Dune Part 2?
I didn't see Dune Part 1.
Get him. Fucking get him. Lay into him.
It's his loss.
Anya style.
I've seen 8 Josh Gad movies, by the way.
Jesus, he's done.
I don't even know if I've seen 2. I honestly
Marika's
don't know
probably
who Josh
seen the
Gad
most
is.
Josh Gad movies in the world. Like the person who has seen the most Josh Gad movies.
Is he Olaf?
He's in movies that would surprise you. Yeah, he's
Olaf. Okay, I've seen
Guys,
that.
can we focus on the nominees? I want to hear your guys' Geoscars predictions. And then, by the way, we are the Academy, so we actually get to vote for the best picture.
Oh, cool.
So let's discuss the nominees. What were some of your favorites? Which ones do you think were potentially cancelable?
Can you read them again real quick? And the descriptions too, please, just because I was fading in and out.
Well, you were asking consistently, like, what is this movie based off of? What is this one? So I feel like you were really engaged. You were just confused.
It seemed, more
Nickel
confused
Boys, I've never even
engaged.
heard that word before.
It's
I can't
nominated
believe.
for Best Picture.
Yeah.
But you've heard of
Did you
Dime
see it?
China, right?
I didn't see it because I hear it's real sad and I'm not really in a place to watch
Casey and I were
that.
talking about this yesterday. We both haven't watched Nickel Boys because we don't want to be sad.
But I hear it's phenomenal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But is it as good as Dime China? Right? Which, again,
Probably
just to be
not.
clear, is
Dime China also completely like POV shot? Like, is it from?
Yeah, I was imagining
there's a
Casey's
story
hand like
to
coming
it.
out and trying to like feed
No,
coins
there's a whole
into a
China's hand.
machine and stuff.
There's a whole backstory about how like Dime China, like, and Casey, I'm not saying this is at your real life, but it's like you take characters and you heighten. It's
Well,
like
sure.
based on.
I'm not going to act in this. Some other actor will play.
Well, I kind of thinking it
this
would be
character,
like
Dime
the
China.
Steven Spielberg movie he made about like his entire life, which was crazy that he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god! What does she want? There's no way
What?
she's back.
She's back for
What does
dessert,
she
folks.
What?
Nothing. I had more time than I thought. What did I miss?
You missed a lot. If you had even come 3 minutes ago, you wouldn't have missed that much. But you just missed the bulk of it.
We just heard all of the Josker nominees.
Yeah.
For Best
I
Picture.
think my front runners for me personally
Sure.
are Dune Part Brown.
Wait, can I tell Casey a little bit what Dime China is actually about? Because he was asking if it was just like still shot of him exchanging coins for money.
No, that wasn't what he
not
was
really what I
asking.
was
The movie
asking.
is shot in first person.
Nickel Boys is shot
Oh,
like first person. It's from
Yeah.
the point of view of some of the characters.
Yeah,
Okay.
what I just
So
said,
is Dime
ultimately.
China from my point of view, or I guess the
Sure,
character
yeah, it's
Dime
it's
China's point of view.
the POV of Dime China, or of China. He just has dimes. Dimes
Yeah.
China is maybe a better title, but it already came out. It's from China's point of view, and it's mostly China trying to exchange dimes, quarters.
Yeah, I
for-
understood the entire concept of the movie.
But there's a bunch of backstory about how China's dad was like a race car driver and they don't have a great relationship. And that's why he always keeps. But the one like tie between him and his dad is that he does keep walking around coins and his dad is dead newly. And so there's like a whole scene like he's trying to figure out the will and there's a wake and he's grieving, but also
When there's a
trying
will,
to
there's a
exchange-
wake. I've always said that. Show
Really
me
good.
the one about a woman fucking a door again.
Basically, that's a Dora. So it's a Cinderella story where she falls in love with and kind of fucks and rides a door.
She literally slobs on a knob in the trailer, you said. I'm
That's
just catching
correct.
Grace up on
Yeah, also,
exactly
I mean,
what
if
went
I can
on.
go back to doing what I was doing before, which was going through the movies that I liked, because that's what Geoff asked us to do.
And I respect that.
Thank you. Dune Part Brown, a front runner for me. Also the Substack, because I'm really interested and actually would like to hear more about why the midway point of the movie is her killing herself and
what happens
how
after?
it resolves.
What happens after that?
To be honest, the rest of it is just kind of like pretty shots. It's like a screensaver mostly after that.
Okay, I love
That's
this.
cool.
Yeah, that's
like-
interesting.
That's a front
Basically,
runner.
like from minute 55 to 90 is like a bathroom break.
I love this.
Okay. Yeah.
I like Wicked Smart mainly just
Right?
because I think Kevin Spacey deserves a second chance.
That's the worst reason you could like it. But yeah, that is one of my favorite is Wicked Smart. So Grace, it's basically
I got it.
got it.
Yeah, like Marika, I like Dune Part Brown. I also like John Clave, and that's mostly because I came up with both those titles.
That's true. We should say that's why those are both Casey Donahue joints. Not sure if you can call your movies those, but
the entire time you were saying John Clave, even though I read that originally, I thought you were just saying the Pope was named John, like John, and I was like, okay, so
that was a
pretty
rejected
normal.
pitch. And that's like GEO Enclave is actually an example of where Hollywood studio executive notes do lead to better movies. Because it was going to be John Clave, but then they were like, it needs to be more,
interesting.
John
Hard
Clave
to
feels pretty
understand.
timely because the Pope is sick
Yeah.
presently.
That's funny.
Wait,
And
what?
I do think it would be funny if you were in Enclave and the movie ends with you, Jeffrey James, being elected Pope.
Guys, I'm honored. I really didn't think this would happen. I don't know a lot of scripture, but I'm willing to learn. Is there a commissary or do I get a stipend?
Is there
I
a
don't mind living
commissary
in Rome,
at
but
the conclave?
yeah.
Well, Jeff, if you saw Conclave, which I know you didn't, a lot of the scenes take place in the Vatican cafeteria.
Hilarious. Here's
You
what
would
I'll
love
say.
Conclave.
Here's what I'll say about why I didn't watch Conclave. PG. I don't want to see a PG movie about the papacy. I want that shit to be R.
Oh God.
Ooh,
Okay, well,
I don't think
You ever see The Young Pope?
I couldn't get past the name.
yeah.
You have a lot of reasons to not watch movies. I'm surprised
Yeah,
you've
Why
seen
did you
any
see
of these.
Honora?
I wanted to see Honora, but then I kept making plans with people to see it, and they kept getting sick or canceling because they don't enjoy spending time with me.
Why don't you go by
Yeah.
yourself?
I was going to, but then I also was like, my girlfriend and I she wanted to see it with me, so I was like, she'll be mad at me if I go see it by myself. So I held out, and then we both never saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
It's
a
still in
complete.
theater.
And you haven't heard from her. in
What
months?
was the which one was
she
the
ran off
kidney
with her-
stone one?
A complete gallstone.
Also,
Oh
That
no!
one's
What
good.
what happened to you in the kidney stone?
I basically had like a testicular strain, and then I was like, "Holy shit, I'm gonna lose a ball." And
I
so
think you were maybe having
we're gonna
sympathy
talk about
pains
this next
with
week.
me.
With
Sympathy pains.
fucking Andrew Scott.
yeah.
By the way,
To be clear, the thing that I brought up was the headline that was going around all of Sunday was Andrew Scott passed a kidney stone at the 2020 SAG Awards right as Laura Dern won. Left the ceremony in an ambulance with no one knowing. Just that has been on my screen all day for 2 days. Every time I open my phone, it's
How did they
another
find
article
out
that
it
just
was a
says
kidney stone?
Andrew Scott passed a kidney stone.
That's funny.
Good. That's
Yeah.
a movie.
It's not nominated for Best Picture, though, so let's keep it moving, guys. Any other thoughts on the Geoscars nominees, or is it time to put it to a vote?
Are we
it's
just voting
voting
on Best
time.
Picture?
Of course.
Oh no, this is one of 30 categories.
Yeah.
We're doing this episode. Let's move on to sound.
All right. Why don't you guys all individually text me, because otherwise there's going to be some peer pressure. Individually text me. I'm going to put this in the Slack, and you guys can read over them very quickly, refamiliarize yourself, and vote by texting me just the title of your favorite Best Picture.
Texting the title to...
No way. No one's ever put it on my head. Grace isn't on Slack. I'll just text her.
Yeah, you could have sent it in the chat on Zoom, like that we're all in.
Yeah, but then I had to Slack it because otherwise the guys sitting down wouldn't have it.
All right, I submitted my vote.
All right. Grace is gonna have no time to familiarize herself with this. I mean, we can also just wax any other deaths this year that you guys want to kind of lament. It could be with movies or not. It could be the death of joy on this show. Segments that kind of died on the Headgum podcast.
So
what do you guys think?
It's only Best Picture.
Only Best Picture.
What do you want to vote on best visual effects for these fake movies? It's just best picture,
best actress, best director, best original screenplay, best adapted screenplay,
original song.
Jeff. Yeah. Oh.
Dune Part Brown had a great soundtrack. Brown track.
Yeah. Yeah, this could have gone in a lot of fun ways.
This could have been so fun.
This is less fun only voting on Best Picture. It's 46 minutes we've been here, and I have another segment, by the way.
I literally have to go out in a minute.
I think we've all submitted our...
Yeah, we've all voted.
Not everyone has.
Only one of you has.
Okay. There is... Everyone voted for a different movie, which means that I get to decide. I didn't... The winner is... And the Josker goes to... Dune Part Brown!
Wow.
Casey Donahue, the EP and director, storms the stage. A malnourished Jeffrey James tries to, but his ankles give out and he hits his jaw and head on the stage. Concussion number 3. Casey, what do you have to say for your film?
Wow, I really didn't expect this. Throughout all of the awards season, the John Clave, and it's been neck and neck between Adora and John Clave. But here I am on Hollywood's biggest night, and I gotta say, I'm up here because I want to be one of the greats. It's me, it's Michael Jordan. Excuse me, I'm giving my speech.
I'm trying to live
produce.
It's me.
It's Michael Jordan. It's Michael Phelps. It's Michael Fassbender, and it's Michael B. Jordan.
Game 6.
We're all chasing greatness, and I'm the first one to get it. And I'll see you at the top, boys.
We cut to ambient shots of his competitors. Most of them are proud of him and cheering him on, but Kevin Spacey is pissed and his date is 16 years old. All right, that was the Geoscars ceremony. Guys, bring it into our last segment, and Marika, if you have to leave whenever you need to. This is acceptance speeches. All right, it's a segment where we're all going to kind of give an improvised acceptance speech. I did not know Grace and Brad were going to be here, so I can come up with something for you guys, or you can just take one of these as well and run. So here we go. Marika, let's start with yours if you can get this one into Edgewise before you jet, or do you have to go right now?
I think I have to go right now.
Oh my God. Okay. Plugs?
Great speech.
Anything?
Oh yeah, that was my speech. Thank you very much.
The time
Plugs are really excited to get this award. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Jacademy. And I'll see you next time.
That was an arrogant thing to say in an acceptance speech.
I can't hear Geoff, which is really alarming, honestly.
You can't hear me?
Now I can. What was your reaction?
You could have done the acceptance speech. It's been a minute.
I need to know what your reaction was.
I said the last thing you said was, I'll see you guys next time, which is pretty arrogant to say at the Academy Awards.
Yeah, that was the point. Nice. Okay, bye.
This is crazy.
Bye.
She had the time. All right, well, I'm going to give her acceptance speech to either Brad or Grace. Who wants it more?
Who wants it less?
All right, Grace, here we go. You just won the Oscar, but you don't think it was enough. You also want a briefcase full of money.
Okay. Thank you to the Academy for this Oscar. Frankly, I don't think it's enough. I would also like a briefcase full of money.
Whoa. She nailed it.
Not really. You're supposed to like extrapolate and make it like a comedy bit.
I
You
nailed
just repeated
the
what I
aside.
said.
You have to admit.
I don't. It's an improv exercise. You just read a line. Casey, if this happened on your set, you would
I'd be
scream.
happy that she stuck to the script.
Checked every box, actually.
All right, Brad, you just won the Oscar, but you don't think it was enough. You also want a briefcase full of money. And then
Just
Grace,
sing
in
the
post, if you could just cut your speech, that'd be great.
Oh my God, this is so unexpected to win a Geoscar for my role in Wicked Part 2 as one of the little monkey guys flying around. They didn't pay me very much, and I just had a very expensive procedure done on my nutsack a few days ago, so I could really use a little bit more cash. A branch hit my garage last night from the wind and kind of caved the roof in. And I have people coming to look at it today. They're going to give a quote. So, like, if you guys could front me a little bit of the cash, actually. No.
I can't talk about nutsacks. So
You can.
All right, Casey.
Yeah.
You're accepting the Oscar, but you just sharded your white tux. And you know that the second you turn to go off stage, the entire industry is going to see the skid mark.
Why would you turn?
Wow, I can't believe this. Oh, sorry, my stomach's been bothering me all night.
Why would he admit that?
But I thought it was nerves. I think it's something else. But I'm so thrilled to win. Oh, I'm thrilled to win.
No way.
The butterflies are becoming thick brown caterpillars again.
And I wish I could stand up here and talk to you guys all night long. Just me standing in front of you, facing you for the rest of the night, telling you how grateful and thankful I am to have won this award. And I gotta name everybody involved. Amir.
Thank you.
Woo! Geoff. Brad.
Oh,
Hey man, they're playing you off.
Great.
You have to walk back. You have to walk this way just for the TV production.
I can't. I love you guys, and I want to keep my eyes on you. So I'm gonna walk backwards off the stage, so I can still look at you all applauding me for my great film. Thank you.
As you back away backstage, you trip and your ass hits the ground, splattering the shart through your pants leg.
Oh God.
Everyone gasps.
Spilling open like a fucking piñata filled with chili.
All right, Amir, if you think it's so funny, why don't you go next?
It's just adding to the visual. I wasn't saying that I wanted to do it too, but
No, you're ridiculing Casey. I think he did a pretty good job.
no, I'm not.
It's supposed to be the most
adding to the scene.
exciting
You're
moment of
flattening
my
the
life,
scene.
and now I've
Adding it?
shit
You're
everywhere.
flattering.
You're
Yeah,
laughing.
sharded specifically.
Tore his heart out for you. The emotion was real. That was Meisner.
He tore his colon out for you.
All right, Amir, you just won the Oscar, but earlier in the ceremony, you slapped Conan because he made a joke about Avital.
Yeah. Weird times for everybody. Super sorry for overreacting. Conan, I'm still such a huge fan. Honestly, I grew up on your everything. The Simpsons, the SNL sketches. Like, I look up to you comedically since I was such a young boy. I don't know why I flipped out. Honestly, I thought the joke was good. I just felt like I had to defend her for whatever fucking reason. This whole show feels so political and charged, and I think that got to me.
The camera cuts to Conan sitting next to Avital with his arm around her in the audience.
No, yeah, that makes sense. You're tall, you're handsome, you're funny. I got this, though. I did win the award for Best Movie. I do think this is honestly more of like a political thing where like
the
it seems
presenters
like
come out like the year La La Land they thought it won. They're like, we're so sorry, and we can't even say this has never happened.
By the way,
before.
I didn't even win. I'm not kidding. Adora won. The one about the woman fucking Adore. So I just wanted to get on stage and say thank you to Conan.
Standing ovation, but everyone's not facing you. They're facing Conan and Avital as they make out.
The masturbating bear runs on stage and mauls you.
Guys, this has been the first annual Geoscars.
You haven't done this before?
We did the Headgum, but that's podcast awards.
Got it.
This is like a fictitious Academy Awards.
That was easy.
Plugs. What do you guys have going on? What do you want to point the people towards? Let's make it as ceremonious as possible, please. Nothing of no substance.
I have something of substance to plug. This Monday, go to kcmakesmovies.com for a major announcement.
Oh. Is it possible that's already out?
Well, if this episode comes out this Friday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, Monday.
Monday. Then.
Monday is the 3/3/25. kcmakesmovies.com for a major announcement.
The day after the Oscars, guys. Remember
Exactly.
it. So after the Oscars, go to kcmakesmovies.com. Let's skip Amir. Brad, what do you got?
Anyone a fan of King of the Hill? After Monday.
The only time I've ever seen it was to guest on your show.
Yeah. Go check out the Hill King podcast. Geoff has been on an episode. After Monday, on Tuesday, go over to YouTube, type it in. There'll be a new episode there.
Fun fact, the day I recorded that episode with you was
when you got the concuss.
Yeah, so if
also
anyone's
the
interested.
day that my co-host Chris had his son Hank.
And we should say that his son was being birthed as we were recording. And
He
said,
kind of skipped it.
Yeah.
Did he name his son Hank after the podcast?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not even Henry, straight up Hank?
Well, it is Henry, but he goes by Good Hank. King of the Hill reference.
Grace, what do you got?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just happy to be here.
Great. And we'll see you guys again next week at Jeffrey James on Instagram, at I am Jeffrey James on TikTok. Follow for weekly sketches over there. Amir, do you have something or?
Yeah, I did, but it seems like I'm more of an afterthought. So
we'll see you guys again next week. Thanks so much for
Geoff,
supporting the show.
Geoff.
And we'll
Hey, Geoff.
What?
I've really been enjoying your work. You've really been trying. And it's evident through the last few weeks, longer than the last few weeks of the podcast. I've sincerely felt like being so close to it, but even having some distance. Like no matter where I'm standing, I see the effort that you're putting in. And with your TikToks, you've really been committing to making a video every week this year. It's the end of February. I'm so proud of you.
Grace, cut that out.
That was a Headgum original.